Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and you're listening to Let's Talk Avatar. This is a watch through of The Legend of Korra. Isaac and I will be discussing each episode and giving our opinions on it. Just as a reminder, this podcast does contain spoilers for The Legend of Korra. This is a teen-rated podcast, so listener discretion is advised. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Avatar. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Isaac.
And today we're going to be talking about episodes 9 and 10. 9 and 10 of season 2 of The Legend of Korra. And these episodes I am so excited to talk about. Me and Isaac literally had to turn off the show to not keep watching because we probably would have finished season 2 tonight if we didn't.
Honestly, I take back all that I've said about season 2 when I said everything in between falls flat.
It's just those 2 episodes.
Literally, it's just the Sting and Peacekeepers that I'm not a fan of. But the rest of this season is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think it's because we're getting to see some actually interesting stuff, especially from Jinora.
And Iroh debuts in Korra in this season.
My God, so good. So good. This season actually it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just the filler episodes are bad. That's what it is. It's like when the episodes are bad, they're bad. But when they're good, you know? Whereas season 1, 3, and 4, pretty much every episode has a purpose and you are excited about it, you know? Like it makes you feel good. These episodes, the filler episodes of this season is just boring. You know, even the beginning of episode 9, me and you were both like, okay, this is kind of boring.
It's because it's focusing on... I don't want to be mean, but the side characters...
Yeah, like we're hearing about Mako and Asami and their love affair again. And it's just I don't care. I really don't. I'm not even sorry. I just don't care.
I don't even know what Varric's plan is. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't even know why.
Yeah, we were talking about Varric because he's a very selfish character, but he's not really if anyone watches... Isaac made this connection. If anyone plays Overwatch... He's kind of like a Sombra character where he's kind of there, but he's not he's not good or bad necessarily, but he wants his own way.
Yeah, he's he'll do anything to be on either side just to get ahead for himself, if that makes sense. Anyways, episode 9.
Let's talk Avatar.
Yeah, episode 9 is called The Guide.
Which... If this episode made me think that we were going to meet Iroh in this episode because it's the guide, but now I understand why they call it the guide.
Because it's Jinora. Yep.
We wrote a song about Jinora, but we won't sing it for you guys.
We'll spare you. Tenzin's a little bit boy.
Tenzin, he drives me crazy all the time. He's a character that I enjoy sometimes, but the majority of the time I really am not a fan. Don't want to hear him, don't want to talk about him.
I'm just gonna say it.
I'm on Kai and Bumi's side. Let's put that out there.
Tenzin's more annoying than Varric, Bolin, and another annoying character combined. Anyways.
Yeah, this episode, the one thing that bothered me about it is the fact that, Jinora obviously has access to the spirit world. She has such a connection that no one else has, and Tenzin refuses to let her take any control because in his head, he's like, how could my daughter be better than I am at this? I've been training my whole life. It's Tenzin, who cares? She has access. She has an ability you don't, and there's a reason for that. Why don't you embrace it rather than tear her down because you don't have it?
They did an amazing job with Tenzin's personality, I think more than any other character.
It's so consistent.
It is the most consistent thing, and especially the reason why he feels so sad when he realizes that people... I don't know, it's like being an artist when... There's some people that are, in my opinion, that are born with talent and just their brain just works in a different way that it's easier to progress their artistic abilities. Whereas someone could be training for years and drawing for years and they still, I don't know, aren't as good as that person that's just wired differently. I think it's kind of like that thing. Like, he's almost like a jealousy for his own kid.
Yeah, no, I feel the exact same way. It's just annoying the entire episode because you're like, even Kaya is like, hey, she obviously has access to this. Like, let her do it.
Speak up, Poe. I'm just kidding.
Literally. It's just, that episode bothered me just because of that whole situation. The very beginning of it, though, is literally just about Mako, Bolin, and Asami, and how Mako gets taken away for being accused of, like, breaking into, what's her name? Asami's business, when in reality we all know it was Varric that organized it. But anyway, it's just like, who cares? I really don't care. I really don't. Like, I just want to know what Korra's gonna do about the fact that Vatu's possibly gonna get out. Like,
literally, let's
focus on the fact that, like, Devil Incarnate is, like,
literally
going to escape.
This is like God versus the devil.
Yeah, literally.
And we're focused on whether Mako is doing something bad or not. Like,
yeah, it's like, who cares?
But of course they don't know. No one knows except for Unalaq, Tenzin and his group of people, and then Korra.
Yeah.
So,
true, but still, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, from like a viewer standpoint,
I feel so bad for saying that so much, but I really cannot convey to you guys how much I don't care.
Yeah, and it's the reason why I said season 2 falls flat is because of those moments. But anyways,
let me make something clear. These characters, it's not that I don't like them. I just don't care about what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Season 3, Season 4 comes along. Yeah, they do a better job at making you care because they're more involved in the actual plot. But in Season 2, it's like they're not even involved with what Korra's doing. They're living their own lives. And it's like, okay, cool. I really could care less about what you guys have going on, you know? But I think that that's the thing that Korra does differently is I cared for the gang, like the original gang, way more. Like, if we were to get a side story on Katara or Sokka and not have Aang in an episode, oh, I'd go crazy. I want that. I love that. But with this, it's like, I want Korra. Like, I want to see what she's doing. I really don't care about the side characters. At least not this season.
We talked about it with our friend Jackie when she was over one of these last times, but she mentioned something that actually makes sense, and I completely see it now, is Korra the writers didn't necessarily do a good job writing personalities except for Korra and Tenzin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the dialogue sometimes sounds exactly the same between characters other than Korra and Tenzin, and it's a little cheesy and like awkward to watch because
it's cringy.
Yeah, and they all use the same catchphrases, they all use the same words, and
it just gets old. It's so like, okay, we're gonna go through this cringy process again.
Yeah, so that on top of them just being outside of Korra's storyline right now just makes it that much more annoying to watch for me personally. But anyways,
let's move on from the side characters and talk about Korra.
So they realize Jinora can get them into the spirit world, so they do that, and they get split up.
Wait, is this... I don't even remember where part 1 cut off at. Not part 1.
I don't either. They did a really good job.
I know. So let's just blend into episode 10 because I really don't know.
Yeah, I think this is about where it cuts off.
Yeah, Jinora leads Korra into the spirit world. Super easy, no issue. Tenzin had all the issues in the world, but...
And Tenzin is still getting pissed about how he couldn't do it.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? I'm sure other people can relate to this. You know when you're around a little kid and you're like eating cookies or something and they're like, man, I really wish I could have a cookie. Or make comments like that. That's what Tenzin reminds me of because he's like, oh, I really wish I could have gotten into the spirit world.
Our nephew, when he loses at Fortnite, he's like,
man, I wish I was just good at Fortnite.
Or he's like, I'm never going to be good at Fortnite. Like, that's what Tenzin feels like right now. I'm never going to enter the spirit world.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you won't, and that's fine.
Who cares?
But your daughter will.
Maybe the spirit world doesn't want you.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you ever think about that? Maybe Iroh doesn't want you in.
Yeah.
He's blocking him. He's blocking his chi. He's a chi blocker. Mentally. Spiritually.
He literally could do that, though. I feel like Iroh's powerful enough.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, this episode is the episode that, like, makes me want to keep watching because it's such a key episode and there's so much that happens.
So Jinora and Korra get whatever happens to
They
them.
get separated.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the word, but
I wish you guys could see us because he was like separating
pulling apart nothing.
Like he was indicating separation, but he couldn't think of the word.
Anyways, so Korra, what even happens?
Korra and Jinora get separated.
Yeah,
and
she gets really scared, and she's like she feels so alone that she turns into her kid self.
Yeah, and she's like in a dark, dark place, and Jinora is on the other side where it's light and happy, and she's like, it's really funny because she goes like, "Can anyone help me?" And then is it Furryfoot? Is that who the bunny is? Shows up. And it's just funny because Jinora has obviously had this connection to the spirit world, so she knows how it works.
She's having a grand old time.
And she's like 10 years old and a genius. She knows everything. And Korra obviously doesn't, and so she doesn't realize that your emotions affect your reality in the spirit world. And so anyway, Jinora and her get separated. And I guess there's two different ways to talk about this, because what Jinora experiences is something I want to talk about, and what Korra experiences is something I want to talk about, because Jinora goes and finds I'm going to butcher his name. How do you say
Wan Shi Tong?
Yeah, the owl, the library. You know when they lose Appa
in The Last Airbender?
That...
Which, by the way, anyways.
Oh my gosh. I saw a TikTok today relating to that, and so now I'm just thinking about that TikTok. Anyway, so Jinora is in the library, and she offers the owl, I don't even want to try to say his name because I'm going to butcher it. It's the rule is if you bring him new knowledge, he'll let you stay in the library. So she does. And there's a funny moment because she's like, "Have you heard about the radio?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a tiny human in a box talking." And she's like, "No." And then is really smart. It's like, "Sound waves. Da, 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 da."
Electromagnetic forces. And it's like...
And then the owl's like, "Oh, my sources seem to be wrong." And then it pans over to a dog.
Yeah, he looks over at the dogs
and the dog
that like help
whimpers
him.
away. And I'm like, okay, this is literally where you're getting your news from?
Literally.
Fake news. Literally.
Actual fake news, guys.
Anyway... She ends up getting captured by Unalaq. Is that his name? Okay, guys, we started getting confused.
Yeah, we were like Tonrock, Tarlock, Unalaq.
We were trying to find out Tarlock's name earlier while we were watching the show, and we were like, what? I was like, Tonrock? We're like, no. And then we're like, Unalaq? And I was like, no. And we were having an issue anyway. So Unalaq captures her, so he now has her
in a creepy way. Like, how did you even get there? They don't explain that, but he's just there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen where me and Isaac were like, what? Why? You did this for what?
You know what I realized? I can't even talk about it because it's the ending, but
it's okay, you can talk about it. People already have seen this show, right? We've said it many times.
Nora and Unalaq have the same kind of thirst for knowledge and spirituality. Mm-hmm. They're just naturals at it. And that's why she was able to... The only person that could get to him, because she was just as spiritually in tuned.
Oh, that makes sense. Jinora is way more powerful than I think people give her credit for.
Yeah, then I think she even...
I would love a series just on Jinora.
And she still has her whole life to
Yeah, she's only
grow.
like 10 years old. I'm like, dang, girl.
Yeah, I want a whole series. Or at least, like, I hope they go into it more in comics.
Like, a comic or something on her. And so while that's going on with Jinora, Korra ends up meeting Iroh. And the moment, I had so many goosebumps. You just see Iroh, and it's just cool because she sees him, and she's a little girl at this point. And she's like, "Hey, I know you." And he goes, "Hi, Korra." And he already knows her because it's the Avatar. Like, they all know each other. And it's just cool. And he kind of teaches her and fosters that positive feeling she needs to sustain her reality in the spirit world.
It's kind of like her spirit...
He's like
guardian.
He's like the true spirit guide for anyone. I mean, especially the Avatar. But I mean, like, if you were going to be lost in the spirit world, Iroh's who you want to come across.
Yeah.
And you see his tea shop, and he's having a tea party, and it's just like, man, if anyone deserves this, it's Iroh. So it makes you happy. And Isaac and I actually, we want to get your guys' opinion, because we were talking about this, and we really don't know. Is Iroh still alive? Just in the spirit world? Like, did he ever die, or did he get kind of like transported, kind of like General Zhao was in that like wandering mist that we see him in eventually? Like, is that what happened? Because he's not affected when Korra goes into like her negative feelings and all the spirits turn into like monsters. He's not affected by it.
But then he can explain to her while it's happening.
What's going on?
You make your reality in the spirit world. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if he was a spirit in the spirit world, he would turn negative as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if he was a spirit, you would think he'd be affected by it.
Maybe, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, that's a good question. Do you age in the spirit world? I'm sure they mentioned it in The Last Airbender.
I don't think you do, because he made that comment about food, and he said, you can eat as much as you want and you won't get fat. But then he was like, you're also not going to lose weight.
Wait, why did I ask that question? Admiral Zhao is in there wandering around, hasn't aged yet.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it's a really interesting concept, and I'm just curious to see what other people think.
I want a whole series on the spirit world. Rachel mentioned it. They really did do a good job at, like, opening the entire series, at least in, like, Korra so far, is, like, everything's open. You can expand on anything.
They can literally make a comic, a series, anything about any part of... I mean, like, I want one on the Order of the White Lotus, the Red Lotus, like... the spirit world, Jinora, like you could go so many different routes and keep people's interest, you know? And still connect everyone in the series by doing that.
That's the beauty of them, like, I don't know, making the plot so, I don't want to say like generic, because it is kind of like, here's the baddie and we got to stop him. He's a baddie.
He's a baddie.
He is a baddie.
Is a baddie.
But
can I just say something? The fact that Unalaq and Vaatu combine just like Korra and Rava, or Wan and Rava, like he is the Dark Avatar. I mean, we've known this, but like...
Wait. Also, how is Jinora powerful enough to just destroy the Dark Avatar? Like, Vaatu combined with him like Rava did with Korra. And you saw how hard it was to destroy Rava.
You saw how hard it was in general, just like...
To get
from Unalaq by himself, like to fight him, just him by himself? Like...
But can we acknowledge that Vaatu literally became Unalaq?
Yeah.
Just like Rava became Wan. So that started a new lineage of Dark Avatars. But Jinora was somehow powerful enough to stop it.
Okay, we can't talk about this right now. Hold on, we gotta stop. This is like...
I'm craving!
You gotta take that out. You have to take that out.
I think we cracked the code.
I think we're on to something, you guys.
No, seriously though. Anyways, that is like 4 episodes into the future.
Rabbit Trail, not even need to talk about that right now.
Literally, Furryfoot.
I just started thinking about it. I was just
Furryfoot got a big one.
Furryfoot got up in our mind. We got Furryfoot on the brain.
He's living rent free.
Okay, anyway, you know what? I just want to take a moment. Thank you guys for listening. Like, those of you guys that are listening, we looked at our stats recently, and we're, like, amazed that people actually listen to us, because when we started this, we were like, no one's gonna listen. It's mainly doing it for ourselves, like, just to kind of document our journey through Avatar is what we wanted to do.
And we look at the stats, but it's not like...
We don't really... We forgot to even look at them from Spotify since we started in February, whenever we started, because stats really, like... We like to look at them, but we're also not obsessed with them, you know? Like, that's...
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do this for each other, you know?
Yeah, I've never been like, we need to get more downloads today. Like, I've never had that in my head when we're recording.
And, like, we do giveaways and we get followers from it, I'm not gonna lie. And we love to see new followers, but...
You love to see it.
I love doing giveaways. I'm addicted to it, if you guys don't know that already.
Just take a peep at our Instagram page.
Isaac tells me all the time, he's like, Rachel, no, because I'll be like, how about we do a giveaway now? And he's like, no, you need to stop, because I do too many, but, you know.
I think we've done, like, what, 6?
This is, like, our 6th one. And
we started doing them...
We haven't even been around for a year yet.
But we didn't start doing giveaways not only until, like, what, August?
Yeah. Oh, since August, we've done so many.
It's been, like, not even 5 months.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for actually listening. I don't know if you guys truly enjoy it. I mean, if you're still around, I'm hoping you do.
Yeah.
But it does mean a lot to us, because it means that, like, other people actually are either agreeing with us or, like, finding interest in what we're saying, and it's not just us staring at each other, sharing a mic.
Anyways, Korra slaps this bird.
Oh, yeah.
Damn near takes out its wing.
Yeah.
But then she meets Iroh, and then Iroh's like, okay, so you need something to learn from. or you need to do good, basically, to become
pretty
adult
much,
Korra again.
Yeah, and he's pretty much saying, and this is something that's so true in life in general, is if you focus on the evil, you will always find it. And
Same for good.
Yeah, and so it's like, why would you not focus on the positive? Because if you look for it, you will find it. Just like if you look for evil, you're going to find it. Easier said than done when, we're dealing with depression and really dark, deep things.
Or we're in a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. But it is true. I mean, I think that's part of the reason why I'm not trying to get on giveaways again. But why I don't know, I just like brightening people's day, or making people happy and being a positive influence in any way I can. And I feel like that's why I like Iroh so much, is because that's what he embodies, is positivity. Korra ends up bringing this bird back to the nest. It forms into a huge bird and takes her to the spirit portal. And who's there? Oh, and hold on. Also, hold on.
You're missing.
These like 3 dog dinosaur looking things are like evil, and she's like, I'm gonna make you good, and makes them good. And they follow her.
They're called like something.
They're part
something
of like,
lions.
They remind me of like the Chinese
They are.
New Year thing that they all
the
they're
like
thing.
Chinese mythological like dog lions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope I'm not butchering that, but
do not come for us. We don't actually know this. We're just trying to like
explain it.
Okay, anyway, so they follow her with
I have
this
a
bird.
vendetta after these hoes.
Yeah, literally, like, they follow her. Their only purpose was to get the bird and her to the nest.
Yeah.
But then they, like, turn into a spirit thing and follow her and the bird leaves, like, drops her off, is like, okay, bye. And these things stay. And so I think, like, why are they there? But,
like,
okay.
oh, they're gonna help her.
I'm like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Vatu's like, hey, if you don't open this portal, I'm gonna kill your friend. And then Jinora is brought out.
Well, Unalaq has her, and he's like ready to kill her right there.
So then he entraps her because he turns all the spirits around her evil. And those 3 lion Chinese New Year things.
Me and Rachel looked at each other. We're like, you did this for what?
Literally, we're like, you did this for what?
You followed Korra for what? Like, she...
What was your purpose? Like, seriously.
You were doing just fine on that volcano.
And then she opens the portal, and then and she can't bend because she came through, not through the portal. And I guess you can't bend unless you go through a portal.
Yeah, that was something interesting that he explained. I don't remember
that, but I mean, it makes sense.
But Aang was never able to bend when he went into the spirit world, and he never went through a portal.
Yeah, I never saw Aang go in a portal. I don't think there really was a portal.
Portals is new.
Yeah.
With Korra.
Portals. I'm going to make an album. It's going to be all related to Avatar. It's going to be called Portals.
Only season 2.
Only season 2.
And The Sting is going to be a track on there.
And Janora's song is going to be on there.
Yes.
Anyway, so then she ends up she's literally gonna be killed, and then the bird thing that dropped her off comes flying in and takes her. And I look at this bird thing as like Iroh, because like, why are you laughing at me?
I agree, but like,
it's cringy.
It sounds so cringy because it's like,
cringy.
How is that Iroh? But it's also
like
the spirit
Iroh's
world,
spirit kind of thing,
Yeah.
And he's like, take this bird, and I don't know.
Well, and he's friends with all the spirits, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but anyway, it takes off with her, and then that's where it. Oh no! And then she appears back to Tenzin, and then it's like he's freaking out because Jinora hasn't come back, and she's just like, "I'm sorry." And then he's like, "Where's my little girl?" And it's like, first of all, don't blame Korra. You allowed her to go.
I was just thinking the whole time. Hopefully this. You're a character in the show. You're in the background, like they're like, can we just cry it out right now and deal with it? You're like, no, I need to get this off my chest.
I'm like, Tenzin, no. Slap him.
He needs that.
He needs a good slap.
I saw a TikTok. Not to mention Kaya TikTok
could just,
again.
Like, water slap him.
Yeah, just get a good like a.
Not even like a full cross.
Ooh, that was loud.
Not like a whole cross face, just like a slap stop. You know
yeah, one that like startles you.
Yeah, like where he's like, whoa.
Not just like hurts, but like whoa. It's like when you're falling asleep and you like fall off a bike in your dream and you're like, whoa, and you like wake up.
That's what he needs.
You wake up feeling like you're falling.
What if we were to allow that dream to fall through, we could get to the spirit world?
If we just allowed ourselves to keep falling without being fearful of it?
Yeah, because our fear is what's holding us back.
Oh.
Has anyone followed through with that dream? No pun intended. Wait, there was no pun there, never mind. Okay, anyway, yeah, so that's where it ends, but it makes you, it's like a cliffhanger. You want to keep watching because you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to Nora? What's going to happen next? So that's where we're at. We stopped and came and recorded because we wanted our enthusiasm to be fresh. Because it was not fresh.
We wanted our personality to shine.
That was Isaac's true personality you just saw right there. If anyone...
Hey guys, just letting you know, that was my true personality.
If anyone... Here's the thing is, like, I'm always on Instagram and I'm the one interacting with everyone, so I feel like everyone only just sees me. So if you're an Isaac stan or you like Isaac, send us a message on Instagram. It's not weird.
Literally no one's like...
It's not... Okay, I know it may seem weird because people be like, send me a message or comment below. I literally love seeing messages from people who listen to our podcast. It makes me so excited. So if you're listening to this and you have anything to say at all, even if it's like, hey, you guys are the stupidest people I've ever listened to, please send me a message.
Yeah, be like...
I'm desperate. Okay, as always, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Rachel.
I'm Isaac.
We love you and we will see you next week.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. You can find us on our website at nonessentialmedia.com, on Twitter at Let's Avatar, and on Instagram at Let's Talk Avatar. Join us next week for another episode. And as always, thank you so much for all your support.